Hey, what's up, guys? George here from Sideways Toast, and first thing I'm gonna say, I'm sorry about the blurriness slightly of the video. I have no clue why that happened. But aside from that, today we're in the Nissan Silvia S15. This car, great car, stock, 250 horsepower, SR20 engine. So yes, I know a lot about the Nissan Silvias, 240s, all those things. I'm very interested in that kind of car. I know. Yes, like sometimes you'll notice on this first corner, I'll always crash because I kind of just went like going way too fast into it because I'm just like that. But this car, I like it a lot. It came in a DLC pack that I got. So if you have Forza and you don't have that DLC pack, you won't be able to use this car. I don't. Yeah, well, whatever it had. So it was in the DLC pack. I don't even know which one it was, but I got it specifically because I wanted to get this car. I didn't like that. Sometimes like there's just one car I want to get, and I got the entire pack just so I could use this car. I guess it's kind of ridiculous when I think about it, but I do like this car a lot. Partly because modified, it's a great drift car. Stock, it's okay. I mean, you can see it doesn't have like that's just you can see me just being a moron here in some places and just crashing off the track where no one else in the entire world would crash. But that's just me. But it's so close to having enough power. I think 50 more horsepower and it would be okay. Like this long corner here, I like just a little bit more so I could have pushed through right there, and I think I could have gone made the whole thing with just maybe 50 more horsepower, maybe 75. I think that's all that I really would need for this car. That would make it like a good drift car, like high horsepower drift car, but a controlled car definitely, because I find I have much more control in medium horsepower cars, because I have 700 horsepower and I'm just like I kind of lose touch with what I'm doing and I'm just kind of like full throttle all the time and I just crash because I'm not really paying attention. But I find the medium horsepower cars, I pay more attention to. I crash less. I think not really because I crash everywhere, but yeah. So I really did like this car. A little bit more horsepower. I think building one of these, I don't think it needs as much power. I think you could build that. I don't even know why I crashed there. I'm just useless like that. But one of these, I have some that have 900 horsepower. I have a couple that have 500 horsepower. 500 horsepower ones are better than the ones that have 1,000 horsepower, 900 horsepower, because you have so much more control in a lower horsepower car, I think. I guess there are some people that can control that high horsepower. Me being not a best Forza drifter, I can't control it. So I prefer medium horsepower. For these lighter cars, like for my Mustang, it's quite heavy, a GT500 Mustang, and has like 900 horsepower, and I can control that. Sorry, I'm sick. I'm sniffling. But yeah, so the high horsepower is not necessarily the key for everything. And this car, if I was to actually want to go and build a good one, I think somewhere around 600 horsepower would probably be the. Most of my drift cars that I have are about 600 horsepower. That's just the number that I usually comes to when I'm building a car, tuning it. Usually 600 horsepower for something that weighs maybe 2,500 pounds on average ish. About 600 horsepower, maybe a little, I don't know, something around there. I just find that's about what most of my cars come to, even if I'm not planning on it. That's pretty much what they come to, even. Yeah. So this car stock, it just like, you can tell in second gear, you can't spin the tires when you're in second gear, which is a problem. And especially in third gear, most of my good drift cars, you can pretty much launch in second gear, third gear, and get wheel spin. I think that's important so you can pretty much just get the tires spinning. Like, because with these lower horsepower cars, you're on the e-brake a lot, shifting a lot, on the clutch a lot, clutch kicking all the time, which I prefer just to be, if I can control my entire drift with just the throttle, and the least amount of steering as possible. A good drifter, they can control their entire drift with just the throttle. I'm not good. I have to use both, but some people, they can just put it at a certain steering and pretty much control the entire drift with the throttle, which I think is pretty amazing. But that's just Maybe not necessarily in Forza, but like this corner I almost had it, but just doesn't have enough power to do it. That's one of the issues with it. So this car just a little bit more horsepower, and I think it would be grand for this kind of drifting. So, if you guys have suggestions for cars I can do in the future, I will do them. I'm probably gonna have to ditch only rear-wheel drive because I'm getting tired of low horsepower cars. They're kind of boring. I'm probably gonna be dumb and go into a front-wheel drive car. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, that's what people want to see. But it's kind of useless front-wheel drive drift cars because, yeah. So you guys have suggestions for any car in Forza, I'll probably do it. If it's DLC, let me, or just write it. I have a couple DLC packs, but I don't have all of them. So I might not have that card. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when we make a new video. Thanks for watching. See you later.